can bet that in a park full of 1,000-foot sheer cliffs, there's plenty of stuff to keep any daredevil busy for as long as they want. But if you're a family looking to stretch your legs and explore the great outdoors without risking your life, well, there's plenty of that too in Zion National Park. The Riverside Walk that leads you to the Narrows is one of those trails. It's perfect for anybody looking for a low-impact, thoroughly awe-inspiring hiking experience. It's only about 2 miles round trip on wide, flat ground with less than a 60-foot elevation. It's a hike that's pretty much accessible to anyone who wants to spend some time outside. What it lacks in intensity, it more than makes up for in scenery. Nowhere reveals the beauty of Zion more than the Riverside Walk. The sheer faces of the surrounding canyon give a sense of a place like no other. But upon those walls is a story of survival. So on this hike, you'll really get a sense of how opportunistic nature can be when you see these hanging gardens. These many varieties of plants have found a way to make a living by taking root in the crevices found here in the cliffs. And water? Well, that's easy. These springs that come out through the walls is like nature's watering system. Well, it is nature's watering system. And it's not just small plants that call these sheer cliffs home. Nature abides. What a life. As you walk along the banks of the Virgin River, you may begin to get a sense of a different perspective on the world around you. You know, sometimes we think to ourselves, gosh, it would be nice to get into a time machine and travel back to when the Grand Canyon was young and it was just beginning to be formed. And you know what? You can here at Zion National Park, because this is basically a young Grand Canyon. And the Virgin River is doing the work that Colorado did all those millions of years ago. Geology is on a different time clock than we are. The canyon begins to narrow as you approach the end of the easy part of this trail. With the walls seeming to rise higher and higher on both sides, you almost begin to feel like you're shrinking. If you want to get a sense of your own size in the grand scheme of things, go on this hike. The end of the river walk marks the beginning of a more famous trail appropriately called the Narrows. Bring water shoes for this leg of the trip as it begins here. Well, this is the end of one of the most unique hikes I've ever taken, and an easy one too. It's good for all ages and capabilities. This Riverside Walk just introduces you to some of the most unique geography that you're ever going to see. Enjoy the road less traveled. Why won't the remote work? What's on TV?